heights.
I wouldn't trust my nipple to hold up anything.
Leroy. You wouldn't expect that, would you?
It's not Leroy.
Oh, is it not Leroy?
It's Levi.
Oh, Levi, that was it. No, Sean, she is watching a film.
Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights, yes.
Weathering. Is it Weathering?
Wuthering Heights.
Is it Withering?
No, it's Wuthering Heights.
What am I saying? Weathering?
You're saying Weatherby Heights or something.
Is it Withering?
Wuthering.
Wuthering.
I've never questioned the word. Is it Wuthering Heights?
Am I saying it wrong?
If it's Wuthering Heights, Charlotte.
It's Wuthering Heights.
It's Wuthering
Heights.
I don't know what the word wuthering means.
Neither do I.
In any other context.
So what's withering? That's a different word, isn't it?
Every day I'm wuthering.
Every day I'm withering. So basically, when we have big movie guessing, one of us has to go and see the film.
Yeah.
And it's Sean's turn to do it.
Sean's going to see the movie, which most people will be like, oh my God, so you just get to do that
which is
your
cool.
job. It is cool. But it's kind of like, you've always got to find a point in the day that you can have 3 hours.
So Sean's took one for the team. She's seeing Wuthering Heights, whatever it's called.
By the way, that Wuthering Heights is the one where Margot, Robbie and Jacob Elordi are doing all the press and promo at the moment. But a lot of the talk's been about the fact that they hold hands whilst doing the promo and stuff like that. Which does get me thinking, if everyone's talking about it, you know, One Eye, and when we're talking about what we do when we relaunch the show or like when we need another bout of press, I think we need to be seen out and about holding hands.
Just me and you, we'll hold hands.
We'll be out and about holding hands. And that sells things, because then people go, oh my God, are they?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I do wonder if people listen to the show and go, do you reckon they've ever...
Oh, definitely. 100%.
And we will confirm whether we have or haven't at the end of this podcast. What a tease.
On that note, let's go. Azizam. Hello and welcome to Capital Breakfast After the Show. I'm Jordan North. He's Chris Stark, and that is not Sean Welby, because as we've just said, she's off to watch a movie so she can interview Margot, Robbie and Jacob. I can't even say his name.
Elordi. More Lordy.
Malordi.
He is fit.
He is fit. I've started wearing a lot of his... I've got screenshots of his clothes at the moment because I've got a coat that I copied off him.
Really?
His fashion is like move over Paul Mescal, Harry Styles. He is nailing it. Even people are saying they reckon he's just got an empty little coffee cup and walks around with that because it looks cool.
See, you're a bit of a celebrity fashion tart, dare I say. You are a bit loose, because it used to be Paul Mescal. No, I'll tell you how it's worked with Jordan. In the time I've known him, it was Yanis from Foles, because he kind of looked like Jordan as well. And there's one picture I've got of you where it's you and Yanis from Foles, and you can't tell who's who.
We interviewed him together.
We did. Obviously, this was when we were on another radio station. We interviewed Yanis from Foles, and there's an amazing picture which I remember we did. You know, where it's a bit like Jordan and Chris are in for Scott Mills. And actually, it was a picture of me and Yanis from Foles, and no one noticed.
Nobody noticed, yeah.
I always remember that.
Nobody noticed. And I remember I said, Yanis from Foles, does anybody ever come up to you and say, you look like Jordan North off the radio? And he went, no. It was the most awkward start to an interview, and I thought it was a really good line. I was like,
I'm a huge fan of that, right? And obviously I'm one for an awkward chat here and there, but I believe the opening question of any interview should completely blindside them. Sean takes the opposite view. Sean's about
like,
welcoming in, play it safe. Dare I say it, a tiny bit missionary sometimes, but it does. No, but it does a job. It does a great job because it makes people feel welcome. Whereas we get some sort of sick pleasure out of trying to kind of, I don't know, add a bit of flair at the start. Anyway, so yeah, you dressed like Yanis from Foles, and then in recent times, I would say Niall Horan.
I've always said, of all the One Direction boys, he's the one that I think dressed the coolest.
And you came in and I think you had a little hat, or you were wearing the same sort of clobber that he would wear, which I got actually, because I do think that's a good shout. Then it was Paul Mescal.
That was my Slutty Summers face, yeah.
And now it's Jacob Elordi.
Now it's Jacob Elordi with the long coats and jeans and scruffy trainers.
So, you know, if you're listening to this and you think, oh, do you know what? I'd like to influence Jordan's fashion in the year ahead. Have a look at who's about, and then let us know who he should try, and maybe we can like purposefully do this on the show.
Yeah, who can I base myself on going into spring 26?
Yeah,
who could it be? Is there anyone? Yeah, there must
be.
Who
are you dressed up as today?
Just me, really. I actually feel like I look like a PE teacher that's on non-uniform day and you're going on a school trip. I've got like just straight blue jeans on and a grey jumper.
Do you know what's funny about our show as well? If you're in an office and you know you get used to seeing your colleagues a lot of the time, and then occasionally they get dressed up and you know that they're going on a date that evening, or they're up to something a little bit fruity, for one of your phrases. I think it's the same with us three. You always know when one of us has got like a secret job after the show, or an audition, or on some little side quest, because you come in all sort of dolled up in the good clothes.
I knew today, as soon as come in, 5:30 meeting this morning, I said, "You filming today?" He went, "Yep." I can always say, I said to Sian, I said, "You got this morning today?" She was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I went, "You always look nice for this morning." She's like, "Do I not usually?"
You just get used to it. But also, I think with that, what's quite funny about it as well is like a lot of the jobs that you might be having discussions about, you're meant to keep secret. I don't really keep many secrets from you on that front. I've always trusted you with like, if ever I'm talking about doing something, I always talk to you about it, don't I really? But it's so obvious just from what people are wearing. But I always like that. I can always tell when you're up to something.
Yeah, mate. You can tell I'm going straight home after this today. We're into Feb. Right, which is bang into award season. Why are they always in February, the awards? So you've had the Grammys at the weekend just gone. You got the Brits coming up, then the Oscars. Obviously, Justin Bieber was performing his pants and socks that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. Well, what was your take on some of the outfits for the Grammys? I mean, I find, again, it's useful having Sian's thoughts on this, really. Sad she's not here, because I think she looks at some of these things that are happening in the award season as inspiration for what she then wears, because there's always one or two trends that come out of it. But I'm looking at the Grammys and going, God, if Sian's wearing that to the Brits, or if Sian's wearing that to you know, this award or that award, I think it's easier for blokes. But if you look at Chapel Roan there, it's hanging off her nipples.
I know, and everyone's saying it's quite controversial. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I got a look from our exec producer, because I said on air, well, she's got a dress on, it's hanging by a thread. I went, well, it's hanging by the nipple. I got a look. I was like, well, that's what it is. Yeah. But it was basically just clipped onto a nip, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but the ends, they were almost like, you know, them crocodile clips that you used to get for things?
Yeah.
If you were attaching wires on stuff at school.
Do you think
to the actual nipple.
Do you think they had to get a nip on to...
Yeah, I don't know how
to get it on.
But also the strength of a nipple to be able to hold up a dress.
I wouldn't trust my nipple to hold up anything. I wouldn't.
Quote of the podcast already.
I wouldn't. You know, like sometimes you wear trousers and like you've not got a belt on. I think these are going to fall down. A nipple.
You'd never trust it. Would
no,
you?
Ever.
And also, who pitches this? I know that these are the biggest fashion designers in the world, so they know what they're doing. Who are we to judge? But the moment you go and pitch that to a megastar, it must be nerve-wracking. Yeah. I'd love to speak to one of them.
No, I agree. And then the Justin Bieber as well was in his socks and pants for it.
Yeah. It was given PE back in the day. You know, where if you didn't bring in your PE kit, is this just a memory for me when I was younger? And was I living in so far back in history? Because this feels like the kind of thing that should have happened 60 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
But I seem to remember if you forgot your PE kit, you would do it in vest and pants.
Yeah.
It was called.
Yeah, you do it in vest pants and like whatever you could find in Lost Property Box. So you do like a netball skirt and a flipper. And it's so bad. Please say they don't let school kids do that now.
I don't think they do.
I hope not.
I don't think they do. But I think back then as well, there was an idea that you couldn't wear your school uniform shoes because they were unsafe, which I look back on and go, but hang on, you're saying but barefoot and vest and pants was absolutely fine. But you couldn't wear just your school uniform and shoes for reasons I still don't know, because it was PE. But it really reminds me of how it's changed with, say, bowling now as well. We grew up in a time where we were told when you go bowling, it is too dangerous to wear your own trainers.
Yeah.
You have to swap in and you have to get bowling shoes.
Of course, yeah. Used to spray them and everything.
It doesn't exist anymore, mate.
What?
When you go bowling now, you just wear your normal trainers.
Do you not wear the bowling shoes anymore?
No, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. And at what point has that crossed over? Like, it can't be a COVID thing because we're talking about our feet here.
No, I think it was in COVID.
Why would that change what shoes?
Is that a thing? So you can't...
It's a myth. It's like the bowling shoes thing never happened.
I never knew that. See, you could imagine someone going to one of these award shows in bowling shoes, like Harry Styles that he had on. Did you see those shoes he had on? What were they, like Gucci or something? Really expensive shoes that everyone's going on about. Going in bowling shoes, everyone would think that'd be well cool now.
Yeah. That's the one night I really regret not doing with my mates. Crouchy told me this great story on the pod I do with him. And it was about him and the rest of his teammates on a night out. They went to a bowling alley, put their shoes in the bowling thing, and then just left wearing the bowling shoes and did a full night out in bowling shoes.
Brilliant.
I'd never done that. And that's one of those nights out that I think would have been really fun to do.
Did they get the shoes back?
I don't think they did.
They were ugly. They had a big Velcro strap on them. I never knew that. There you go. But yeah, it's award season at the moment. We've got, Sean's just been to the TV Choice Awards. I didn't go this year. I wasn't invited, to be fair. But I'm
sure they would have loved you there.
She told us a great story about Jason Manford's opening line, which we won't do any justice, will we?
Oh, no, I don't remember it.
I'll get her to tell it on the next one.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
It is award season, though. You're right. It's a funny time that there's all these different awards. It's a bit challenging because of the time we do the radio show to be able to attend a lot of these awards when they're in the midweek, and even more, attend the parties. The one that is always fun every year is the Brits. And the Brits is coming up. Must be a week or two away. You must have had some nights out of Brits. I've had some mad ones.
I've not been to that many, but yeah, they're always... I've been to ones where, because there's loads of after parties, you're chasing it, and then I think what you're best doing is just staying at one after party.
Yeah.
I went to one year and they just had so much sushi. I was sick.
It's crazy how it works. You'll hear about this, but there's kind of the Brits, which is a big sort of it's like a big Christmas party for everyone in music and radio and TV. It's so many people there, and it's kind of wild enough. You sit around these tables and they give you loads of free drinks. The Brits is crazy, and then afterwards, record labels put on parties and the stuff that goes on. I remember one year, there was a boat that took everyone from the O2. There was a disclosure boat party. And I remember being on this thing, but I wasn't invited to be on this boat. And I remember what they did was there was a couple of people I was with. I could have sworn you were there, Jordan, that had invites or had been told to go on this boat. And every time I got to security, there was a guy who was from this record label who would just grab my head and go, no, he's with me. You'll know the fella. And got onto this boat. I saw all sorts. There was, I remember seeing Plan B and Ed Sheeran.
Oh, wow.
Having a piss.
Off the boat?
No. It was like in the toilets. And there was a good old party on the go. If I remember right, unless I'm blending Brit stories here, there was a group called Stushy as well. They were lively. They were great. And then it's kind of that point in the evening where everyone's had quite a lot. There's people getting off with each other. There was,
really?
It was everything. You grow up hearing that the Brits is wild. It's everything that you hope for. It is.
We went last year. You came to my house and we were both in the same outfit.
Yeah.
We should put a picture of that up. We were both in a very similar outfit. Pinstripe suit, weren't we?
That's right.
And the shit we got. Everyone were going, who's dressed you? Your mum and stuff.
It's like it was like the Blues Brothers or something, or like wannabe gangsters. It's giving slight Bugsy Malone, but I actually think you look phenomenal.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, last year at the Brits was quite a lot, if I remember, because we were like near rival radio stations' tables, and we all know each other. So everyone's like...
It goes a bit Anchorman at times.
It does, very Anchorman. Yeah.
You've got this radio station, that table, our radio station.
Yeah.
You're right, and you do. And then one of us will go over, because I'd like to think we're quite nice people, and breaks the ice a little bit.
Dave Berry came over to us, which I thought was lovely.
He's great.
He's a really good guy. He'd come over and went, all right, we've not met before. I was like, yeah.
And then it's odd because you're getting up to all sorts, but then you've got to think you're in the middle of the O2, so there's just stands of people all around that are kind of watching you. It's a weird atmosphere.
You've got to be on your best behaviour, and I kind of had an egg on my face because for 2 weeks I was like saying on air and stuff, oh yeah, I think I'm giving away the Brit Award this year, the Capital one, and got replaced by Lenny Kravitz at the last minute.
That's it. You were replaced by Lenny Kravitz. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, and it was, the idea was, I think we were meant to do it together, but I think his people like, no, he's just going to do it on his own, which I get.
So someone's gone to Lenny Kravitz and
Lenny Kravitz.
Don't worry about it. All you got to do is go to the front. We've booked a lad called Jordan North. He's a popular radio presenter here, and he can do it. And Lenny's gone, who?
Pretty much. And bearing in mind, I was in like a Top Man pinstripe suit, so he was probably in head to toe Versace. I don't know. I was just told, it wasn't confirmed, just like, oh, we're working on you giving an award out. I was like, great, I've always wanted to do that. I'll probably be really nervous. And then I heard Lenny Kravitz was doing it. I might be doing with it. And then I heard it was just Lenny Kravitz, so... Never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a couple of things that I've seen go down.
You've seen all sorts. I remember getting hammered with Lewis Capaldi at a after party once at the Brits. Tom Grennan always used to put on a good party.
Lewis Capaldi, I remember once, there was 1 year, because we were on Lewis Capaldi quite early. I remember there was 1 year I was texting him and said, let's have a quick beer. So I went over to the table he was at. No one could give a shit about him. Honestly,
really?
Or like, that's exaggerating, but like
he was new.
No one was, and we had a couple of beers, and I really remember saying like, it's mad to think this time next year you could be. Next year was his massive performance at the Brits. He'd had this huge year. He's so cool. One of my proudest moments at the Brits is Lewis Capaldi goes up to get an award. And just before he goes, the camera's following him getting this award. And just before he collects it, he spots me and Scott on the side and sort of leaves where he was to come over, give us a hug, and then go up and pick his award.
That's class.
And I'll never forget.
That's class.
I'll never forget that moment. Other highlights just come to my brain. I think I've got a video of it. If I can find it, we'll put it in this podcast. Go on, let's have a very, very quick look. It's a video of Gemma Collins and Naughty Boy leaving the O2 together. And I'm just bemused at this whole situation. Because that's where it gets wild as well. At the end, you know, when everyone's leaving.
Oh, yeah. And you're just trying to get into cars and on tubes and stuff.
Here you go. Oh, God, yeah, look. If you look through the photos from the Brits, there was that time, do you remember I had to get Chloe Kelly into an after party.
Yes.
And my name was on the list. Your name was on the list. And Sian's name was on the list.
But Sian was pregnant.
Sian was pregnant, couldn't go to the party. So Chloe Kelly could get in, that was it. But her fella couldn't. And so I told the person on the door that her fella's name was Sean Welby.
That's right.
And it worked.
He went in as Sean Welby, didn't he?
This is great. I can't show you who's in this video. This is, you know when you're pissed and you overpromise and underdeliver. I think I'm in a taxi with a pop star here after the Brits.
I think I know who that is.
And it's a rock, paper, scissors. If they win, they get straight onto the B list of the radio station.
Who is it? Let me hear it.
So I must have been in the car, I reckon, with someone from record label, Popstar. I actually do remember this. And we were heading to that Chiltern Firehouse for an after party. I'm not going to show you the video, but if you can work it out from the audio, fair play.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
If you win, hang on, I get B-list.
Rock, paper, scissors.
That's me in the back.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
If you win, hang on, I get B-list.
I think it might be
I'm
me.
fairly certain. I wonder who that artist was, and I wonder if they got B-list.
There you go. There's always many good stories from the Brits. One of my favourites is when Harry Styles sang Falling, I think, in that river. Like there was loads of water there, and I just remember watching it and thinking, God, this kid's got it.
There was a time where Harry Styles was giving out an award, nearly didn't do the award because he was backstage having a wee.
Oh, yes.
And you see him running out onto the stage to try and give out the award. Imagine that. Imagine missing giving out an award at the Brits because you're in the toilet.
All right, this is Capital Breakfast after the show. It's Jordan and Chris. No Sian today because she's off to watch a movie for an interview she's doing with Jacob Elordi.
What an excuse.
Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. One reason why I love being on the radio is I did what I'd call like a throwaway link last week. Just a little one-linker about something that happened to me in the gym. And the amount of people that have messaged and DM'd and said, what's the latest with that? That today, after the show, we had to do a full half hour on it. which is like one of the reasons why you think you just mention something, throw away, and loads of people message. So I went in the gym last week, right, and I'd forgot my shorts. I was like, oh, for fuck. I was really annoyed. So I thought, right, well, I'm here now. I'll just go in the sauna and steam room. So I went in the sauna first, and there's a fella in there that I know to say hiya to. Really nice lad. All right, I said hiya. He said, good workout. I was like, I said, I forgot my bloody shorts. And he was like, oh, that's a nightmare. He went, you can borrow mine if you want. I was like, no.
This is weird, man. That is a weird
How?
thing.
I went, no, it's all right. He went, no, borrow mine. It's like, it's not worse than coming to the gym wanting to do a workout and not because you forgot your shorts. I was like, are you sure? So he was like, yeah. So he went into the dressing room. He got his shorts out of the locker for me. I put them on. He'd worn them before, but it's fine. I'm not bothered. Apparently that's weird.
It's weird.
How is that weird?
It's weird for another man to go like, oh, I'll lend you my sweaty shorts. And as weird for you to go, yeah, actually, that will be the arrangement.
Well, I felt like I couldn't say, no, you're all right. That would have been rude. Nah, you're all right. You've been sweating in them.
Oh, mate, it's gross.
Anyway, I used said shorts, and had a lovely workout. I said, I'll wash them, and I always see them in the gym 2 or 3 times a week. I said, I'll bring them back. This was last week. I don't know what I've done with these shorts. I've lost them. I don't know if I've left them in the changing room. Someone actually texted in today, which I hadn't thought of doing, saying, why don't you see if they've been handed in at Lost Property? So now I'm avoiding him in the gym.
Yeah.
To the point where I did say on air today at the time of recording, I think it's just going to be easy if I leave the gym and go somewhere else to save face. Because I seen him on Friday and I seen the back of his head and I just walked back into the shower like the Homer Simpson meme in the bush. I was just like, yeah.
You don't feel you can be honest with
No.
You feel it's sort of easier just to leave that.
And everyone's saying, like, can't you get new ones? I'm like, I don't know what they are. I mean, I probably could just go up to him and say, look, I'm really sorry. I'm a bit of a dickhead. I forgot your gym shorts. Can I get you some more? But then we had everyone texting in today telling us all about the times they've had to quit.
Yeah.
Certain places.
Funny reasons you've had to quit something.
And it turned into a really good part of the show today, didn't it?
Oh, mate, I think so many people have reasons that they've had to quit something. Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, a woman called in today saying she never went to the swimming baths again because she was giving this guy evils because he kept staring at her, but it's only when she realised that a boob had slipped out of a swimming costume. Yeah. She thought, I'm never going there again. So it's easily done. And you did it with the local paper shop. Yeah, I had a newsagents near me. So I grew up in a place called Pinner. My parents live around there. The local newsagents. The guy who owned it was a guy called Bob. I went in one time to this newsagents. He called me Michael. I didn't think much of it. Next time I went in, he called me Michael again. But at that point, I was too deep into the lie because I just kind of gone, yep, cool. The annoying thing was his daughter was in the same class as me. So one day I was in the newsagents, Bob was there, and then his wife appeared out of nowhere and was like, "You all right, Chris? How's it going?" And I looked at Bob, I could see his little face, go like, "That's Michael." And she turned around and goes, "That's Chris." And I just remember thinking, going like, I would have said something along the lines of, "Yeah, Chris, Michael. Some people call me Michael as well, so you're not wrong." Like something terrible like that. Left the shop and never came back. You do look like a Michael. I honestly, you do look like a Michael.
What do you reckon you'd be if you weren't Jordan?
You tell me. You do look like a Michael. If you weren't Chris and said, "I am Michael," I'd be like, yeah.
It's hard. You know, when you look at someone, if I just to look at you like this and be first impressions. So I go, Terence.
Terence? I mean, no offence to any Terence, but Terence. I've had a Jason before and a Justin. But
no, you're just remembering them because they're fit names.
I think
really you're a Terence in another circumstance.
Terence.
It's the first name that came to my head, so it can't be wrong.
Terence.
What else were you going to be called? Do you know that one?
It's going to be Chelsea if I was a girl.
That's nice.
Yeah. Do you think?
Chelsea North?
Yeah. Sounds like a train station, doesn't it? I never thought of that. Chelsea North is a train station, isn't it?
Calling at
Chelsea
North.
What were you going to be if you was a girl?
If I was a girl, I don't know. I don't know that. I know what I was going to be. I know the other name that was lined up for me.
Go on.
Porrick. Which would have been great, but I do wonder if I would be doing this job.
Porrick.
It's a great name.
Porrick.
So you're Porrick. Yeah, Irish.
Porrick.
Dad's Irish. So I
It'd go now. Porrick with a bollock.
Jordan
Such
Porrick.
a good lad that he can laugh at that. Most people would fucking thump me.
No, it's good. Jordan Porrick and Sean.
But it'd be
It just doesn't scan, does
Capital Breakfast with Chelsea.
Jordan North.
You were Porrick. What's your middle name?
Francis.
Yeah, you've told me that before.
And I'm a Christopher.
Christopher Francis.
Jordan's is the most surprising middle name of all, by the way.
Mm.
I'm going to just have a moment of pause now for you to work out what Jordan's middle name could be, all right? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to hit you with it. Ready? Leroy. You wouldn't expect that, would you?
It's not Leroy.
Oh, is it not Leroy?
It's Levi.
Oh, Levi. That was it. I thought it was Leroy. Sorry, mate.
It's Levi.
I tell everyone it's Leroy.
No, I mean, not wrong with Leroy, but
no, it's just you wouldn't expect. You just wouldn't know. Would you?
It's Levi.
Oh, it's Levi.
Jordan Levi.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Leroy. Anyway, all right. Right, Capital Breakfast after the show. This is our favourite bit. It's quotes from the notes. It's usually bits that Sean writes down in the... You're still laughing at Leroy, aren't you?
Sorry.
It's usually bits that Sean writes down in the notes section of a phone, just out of context stuff that we say in the studio and sometimes on air.
2 piss holes in the snow. 2 piss holes in the snow. This was you talking to Ashton Kutcher, but I don't remember the context.
Again, I was trying to warm them up. And I went, oh, so, like, they both had sunglasses on, Ashton Kutcher and Anthony Ramos. And I was like, are you? He was like, yeah, I'm going to wear the sunglasses. I'm, like, really jet lagged. I was like, cool. And I was, like, trying to, like, warm him up. You could tell they were tired. By the way, both great guests.
Yeah.
Both fantastic. And I went, go on, let's have a look. And he took his sunglasses off. And I went, oh, they're like 2 piss holes in snow. And he just looked at me. I was like, what the fuck? But then everybody else in the studio just was quiet. And I was just like, right, this is not a good start to an interview, telling someone, a Hollywood superstar, that his eyes look like 2 piss holes in the snow.
I think you're onto something now. I think with every Hollywood megastar we get in, we should teach them a stereotypical British phrase like that. I think because you're a fountain of these things. You pull these out of nowhere, and they're always confused by it, but they always lead to kind of a good story. So I think you should make that your mission. Maybe it's something we do. We say a lot on this podcast, don't we? It's a bit like brainstorming this, but yeah, more of those sort of phrases. I love it when you do it.
When we've got big guests on, oh, let's have a look at your eyes. Oh, they're like 2 piss holes in snow. Welcome to Capital Breakfast. Yeah,
really good. That's why you're here. It's really, really good. Okay, another quote.
Why are you both on all fours? This was Sean asking me and Chris Stark about our bathing method. We're talking about baths on Monday's show. Because I said, how long do you bath for? What's the correct time? Because I think the idea of having a bath's better than an actual bath. Because I always have a bath on a Sunday. So I always get the Sunday scaries.
Yeah, and then we got into some bath chat. You know, this sort of varies, really. We skit around a lot of topics. I was telling Jordan about how when I have a bath, I've been known to... I saw it somewhere and really wanted to try it. It's like, if the bath's hot enough, you can poach stuff in it. So you can have bath food. So you can be lying in the bath and have a little egg on the go, maybe some salmon, and you just let it poach all around you. So you're lying... Now, look, there's obviously... food health implications to this, so probably don't try it, but the idea of it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, and you said that when you wash your hair, and I do this as well, you get on all fours to dunk your head.
Sean couldn't understand this. So my thing is, if you're lying back in the bath, fine, but if you want to wash your hair, what I tend to do is flip myself over, get on all fours, dunk my head down below and give it a good shake like a dog.
And I do the same, because I always worry, like, I've watched What Lies Beneath, and I'm scarred as a child, where the thing's underneath, and it grabs her. So I always do it on all fours, because I think if a ghost in the bath's going to grab me, it's like a fucking elbow. Get off, you bastard. Get out of it. Yeah, so that's why I do it. So there you go, but Sean thought it was weird. And on that note...
So, can I just say, that last 30 seconds is potentially the best out-of-context video. Be like, don't need to explain this episode. It has and then that could be the video. It's so good.
And on that note, I will leave you with the image of me and Chris Stark on all fours in the bath. Not together.
Lucky you.
But together if you want to think of it like that. Hello and welcome to the mailbox edition of Capital Breakfast after the show. No Sian today, because where is she today?
Running errands.
She's running errands. She's not still at that filming, is she? That screening.
Show errands. So we're taking on the mailbox today. To be fair, I love this because it gives us a chance to go through a load of your questions. But let's not muck about. Let's do it. James in Kidderminster asks, how do radio partnerships work between presenters? Jordan and Chris, you left other duos to come to Capital Breakfast together with Sian, but how does everyone know it'll work and that you'll get on? Do you have to audition like actors?
Great question.
And there's a lot of questions sort of as part of that. Well, the starting point really is, I think you can really tell on the radio when people are forced together, and
I agree.
It's like other people deciding for the wrong reasons a lot of the time why people should be together. In the case of, let's start with Jordan and I. Actually, me and Jordan have done so many shows before we started at Capital together, and we'd known each other for many, many years, that it was a very natural, easy thing. For me, actually, it was more what I was used to than potentially it was before, because I'd worked with Jordan so much. So I knew we were going to have a fun time if we could get you over to Capital.
I always remember I did a week covering for Scott, and I'd done it before, and I did a week with you. And I just remember it being one of the best weeks of radio I'd done, and I was like, I love working with this guy. It was it was so funny.
But it was so good, and there was a really good production team there that kind of, I think for you it was a chance for you to be on like a massive show.
Yeah.
And you were so perfect for it. And it's only got better and better from there. So from the Jordan and I side, in my opinion, it was like, having Jordan here was like everything I wanted, because I knew we could work together brilliantly, and I knew it'd be a lot of fun, and that's how I'd like to see it. Where I guess it's interesting is Sian was here previously to even me joining, so she's seen several sort of different versions of the show and of this team, but she couldn't have fit in more perfect, really, could she? And when you came over and we first started recording little bits, because you're right, you do kind of audition, you do fake shows and things like that. It was all just so nice and relaxed, wasn't it? She's brilliant.
And you do audition. I remember me and Vic, they don't call them auditions, they call them pilots. Me and Vic did loads of pilots at the old place. And I just remember thinking, oh, this could be really good. So you do kind of do pilots, and I did a few others with others, and it didn't quite work. But I remember with Vic going, oh, this is a really good dynamic. And with Sian, I knew Sian before anyway, so I met Sian funnily enough at the Brits that we were talking about in the last episode. I just remember thinking, oh my god, she's ace. And then we ended up working together in Florida on Saturday Night Takeaway. She was doing stuff for This Morning, and then we just became mates even before I came to Capital. She used to come around my house and stuff, and I got on with her and Jake, her other half, really well. So yeah, we didn't, for this for Capital Breakfast, we didn't do any pilots.
Yeah,
we did some practice shows.
No, we did practice shows. Yeah,
but I knew it was going to work. I know that sounds, and I just knew, and it couldn't have done. It could have, because you never know. But because I've done shows and podcasts or podcast pilots with people that I get on with really well, and but it's not quite worked.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly it.
And it's not to do. It just didn't.
It doesn't. It's not wrong, and it's never bad. It just, there is a very rare thing, I think, when it's the whole premise of the X Factor and the whole. I think when you get a really good feeling about something, and hopefully that comes across. And actually, I really hope it. I think the show's biggest strength is that everyone gets to be themselves, and the more we can encourage that. So, yeah, it's a really good question, because especially if you're with someone else, you sort of you get known for that, but that's okay. Everything evolves. Everything moves into new areas and changes. That said, I really hope that what us three are doing can carry on for a long, long time.
Yeah. And you can just tell we're all mates, and we are. Gracie in Birmingham says, after that video of Joe Jonas trying to parallel park went viral, it made me think, oh, you've seen that?
I've not seen it.
Have you not seen it? It's so funny. Someone's just filming Joe Jonas trying to parallel park.
Which is bad?
My worst nightmare in New York. He was trying to park, and it took him ages. He was in and out. It took him about 12 different turns, which for me, I once parallel parked outside my house, and I was so impressed with it, I kept going back out to look at it. I was like, I took a picture of it. You know, like when you tidy a room and you keep going back in the room to look at it?
Yeah.
Because I'm terrible. But Grace says, you've all been around celebs so much. What's the maddest thing you've seen a celebrity do? Oh
God, what a question.
God, what a great question.
Okay, well, let's start on the driving thing. I've never seen a celebrity that is good at driving.
I agree with you there.
I've never seen it. And also, I can never imagine it either. I'm trying to think if I've ever been in a car where you've been driving.
I'd love to drive you, because...
I don't know if I'd want to get in a car with you, if I'm really honest.
A lot of my friends and brothers say that to me. Yeah.
Are you exceptionally careful as a driver, would you say? Or I just can't imagine you... Do you know what I can't imagine
Apparently
you doing?
I'm really close.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
I get too close.
I imagine, actually... So I'm actually saying the wrong thing. I would like to get in a car with you. I think it'd be exceptionally safe. You're the kind of person that, puts their belt, obviously all the right things, puts the belt on first, mirror signal manoeuvre. You do that 2-3 times.
2.
Yeah. You're the kind of person that indicates off the drive.
Yeah.
You know?
Just to let any postmen passing by know or anything. Yeah, no, I like to think I'm a safe driver, but I do have like dippy moments.
But you're a bad driver. Do you know what I mean? You're not. Yeah. I don't get the impression. If you were parallel parking, if you were reversing your car, I can't imagine you looking, because it's quite a hot thing when someone puts their arm around your seat. I can sort of imagine you feeding the wheel through your hands and then like looking behind like that and then looking over the other shoulder like that. And then,
I put my hand behind.
Like, I can't imagine you being like palming it. I can't imagine it. I
get the vibe off you. You give the vibe that you don't like Rhea to drive for you.
No, I get the vibe. You're a massive sexist.
No,
what you're
I'm not saying that. But you like if you do the driving.
I do the driving.
Yeah,
actually, in the
that's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah. But you don't like Rhea to drive you.
But who's out of me and you? Who do you think's a better driver?
Probably you.
Yeah, isn't that mad?
No, definitely.
But then you can drive a radio desk better than anyone. So I don't really understand. It's very odd, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You make that look sexy, but I think driving, I just can't see it.
Yeah, but the radio desk, I'm like, I do that every day. I don't drive that much.
Yeah, but you should, yeah.
Anyway.
Interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
Maddest thing you've seen a celebrity do, though?
I'm trying to think.
It's such a broad brief, that.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've seen stuff that celebs wouldn't want to talk about.
I always think it's a bit mad or weird when you see a celebrity just doing a normal thing, like shopping in Aldi and stuff.
Yeah.
I always think, you don't shop in Aldi. But they do.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're so right. That's where it seems madder. If you see ... doing the big shop. That kind of thing.
Yeah, which I have done, but honestly, I was on I'm a Celebrity, and that was just mad. That was just 3 weeks of madness, watching Shane Richie eat kangaroo bollocks and stuff. That was the maddest. The maddest thing that celebrities asked me to do was pull their finger. Shane Richie did the pull my finger trick on me first day in the castle. There's probably a clip still online somewhere. And I just couldn't stop laughing. Because A, I find that funny, and B, a celebrity asked me to do it. He went, pull that. I went, what? He went, pull that. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So it's probably that. Right, what have we got then, Chris?
Okay, Frankie in Hull says, weird question about another podcast, but Jordan, how did you and William Hanson meet?
I want to ask you how you and Peter Crouch met, because I've never known. Right, I met William Hanson. I was on work experience at Radio 5 Live for the BBC. And I was working on Tony Livesey's show because my sister-in-law's dad is mates with him. So I got an email address, and he did the late night show. He's doing it again now on 5 Live. So I sent an email to him, and he's like, "Yeah, come in." And William Hanson was one of the guests on the shows.
Yeah.
And I made him a cup of tea and a chip mug. Honestly, at the time, I thought he was about 40. I thought he was like married to, I've said this so many times, I thought he was married to a librarian woman, like a librarian wife. And they went back home and read books and drank sherry. How wrong was I? And that's how we met. And then I showed him out. And then about 2 months later, I moved to Manchester. It's probably about 6 months later, actually. And I moved in with my friends. And we had an Olympics 2012 summer party. house party, and he was a guest. And my mate Daryl, who works in radio, Daryl Morris said to him, "My housemate's a bit rough around the edges. You won't like each other, but don't be rude." And he said to me, "Our friend's coming round. He's a bit posh. You won't like him. Don't be rude." And all night he took the piss out of me, and we just got on, and we've been mates ever since.
That's incredible.
And our mate Stuart, who runs Audio Always, the podcast company that makes it, said you two should do a podcast together. We pitched it to the old place. Yeah. They said no, and then Stuart was like, "There's something in this. You should just do it anyway. I'll back it." And he backed and funded it for years.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
Did you not? How did you meet Crouchy?
No, it's not that exciting story really. He was still playing, and I remember someone saying to me that he has a book out, and they've got a chance to do a few interviews with him. But the thing is with that, the podcasts weren't as big then, and they were like, "Look, if you were to make a series of 6 podcasts," they basically asked me, "What would you like to do with Peter Crouch?"
Oh,
and my favourite podcast at the time, actually, kind of weirdly, I've not really thought about it on this. My favourite podcast was a podcast called "You, Me, and the Big C," which was a cancer podcast.
Yes.
Actually, and an incredible podcast. And at the time, I just loved how they made a big community around it. It wasn't just like an information podcast. They had this amazing sort of family almost of listeners, and I was one of them. And I basically copied everything about that. And when it came to Crouchy's one, he's just really funny. We clicked, we recorded some stuff together, and then that evening we got pissed.
Oh, really?
And both were like, "Let's do this more," and it went from there.
And he is a good bloke, and you are as well.
He's the best bloke.
He is such a nice bloke. He's so nice. He is. There you go. I didn't know that's how you met him. Georgia in Suffolk says, "How does it work when you guys make headline news? Do you wake up and see your name in the news? What's the strangest headline you've ever seen about yourself?" I don't know. The show sometimes gets in the news, which not going to lie, is always good because it's good for the show. So if we do an interview with a big guest, or like a couple of weeks ago, that prank we did with Josh Widdicombe, that got quite a pick up in the press and stuff. But
well, it's the same with stuff we talk about on this podcast as well. Like I occasionally see these articles pop up.
Yeah.
It's the headlines are always some of the story, but done obviously in a very headliney way.
Yes.
So the problems come when my mum sees the odd headline here
Same.
or there, and then I have to explain to my mum every time, just be like, "Look, it's just it's just that. Like, it's not really a thing." But it is weird. You never get used to that.
No,
it's
and
weird.
We're not really one of them that try to get in the papers and stuff. We just if we get pick up online and stuff for something we've done, it's really good for the show. But like, individually, none of us are one of those that are in the paper and stuff, which is fair enough. And there's loads of people that are, like Chris Evans back in day.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's something like in the 90s he had the second most column inches after Princess Diana, which is mad. But yeah, we're not in.
But then people tell you as well, you get sometimes if there's been a flurry of news stories about something we've done or someone we've spoken to, you get an email with all the headlines on it, and it's like, "Oh, this is wild." And then
like the Taylor Swift stuff got loads of press pickup. That was nice because it was good for the show and it had all the branding in. So you think, well, this is good.
Yeah, and if I'm being really honest, like when you do a TV show, or you do, or like certain projects and things like that, they often have PR people whose whole job is to make articles and headlines around things that you're doing. And then you start to learn about how other people do. You know, there's a lot of famous people who are just very good and do things to get in the paper.
Yeah.
And I think we all kind of know that, but you definitely see it a lot more.
Yeah, I don't begrudge him. Fair play to him.
No, I don't. I'm not saying it's
no.
negative. I just mean more, it's just interesting how it works. Like, I kind of think if you want to be, a lot of the time, if you want things to be private or secret, they can be private or secret, and you should be perfectly allowed to do that. And then if you want to get yourself in, there are very much ways of getting in as well.
Defo.
I defo should have done that a bit more. That would have been hilarious for the show. If I was like, wasn't settled, married, 2 kids, and like really did it like old school, blasted out a load of like, spotted with this girl in like
Mystery blonde.
Mystery blonde, yeah. I never really went through that phase. I've always been a bit too sensible, maybe.
Right then, that's it from us this week.
Yes, remember, if you want to get involved with the show in any way, just email us aftershowshow@capitalfm.com. You can send us your stories, questions, stuff for us to talk about. It's totally up to you, really.
And we'll be back with another episode on Saturday. See you then. Goodbye.